Hello guys, today I want to design a jewelry holder which is shaped like a hand. In fact, I wanted to buy one, but I couldn't find any which I liked, so I decided to model and design it by my own, and actually later I'm planning to 3D print it. So let's get started. To begin with, I have downloaded some examples, references for just inspiration, and I like most of all this shape. So let's try to model it and also practice SubD modeling in Rhino, because I want to model this with SubD. So first, let's define the boundaries of our jewelry holder. Let's do it with a rectangle, and let's draw it from 0. And for just for first approximate step, let's make a rectangle 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. And also let's define height of our holder, also with a rectangle, also 30, and the height, let it be, I think, 225 centimeters. I think that it will be enough. So this is our approximate boundaries. And well, let's get started. Let's move it here. I think this one we can delete. I don't like it. I like this one. So also I'm thinking that maybe I will make more than one hand, but let's decide later. So first, let's create a single SubD face somewhere in the middle, and it shouldn't be perfect square, something like this. Press tab to see it in a not smoothed mode. Let's check what are the dimensions. So the dimensions are 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters, and in the smooth mode also let's check 7 centimeters. So let's leave it, well, let's make it a little bigger, but later we can change the dimensions. Maybe not, let's not make it bigger. Okay, and what is next? Maybe even smaller. So let's extrude. So now I mostly will use SubD tools and also Gumball. So if you don't have Gumball, you have to turn it on here to make it bold, its name, and it will appear here. Now my SubD is purple because I have settings in Rhino when front face and back face are colored in different color. So I have to flip this way because front face is gray, and we always are modeling. We have to model always to hide back faces inside of the model. It is important also for 3D printing, but let's talk later about this. Okay, so let's, I have extruded, and let's using Command Shift, select this face, and let's move it a little up, and let's make it smaller. I think that we have to make all our shape smaller, thinner, I think. Yeah, because I think that 8 centimeters is too much for the hand. Okay, now we have to make this rotation of our palm, of our arm. Let's move this a little down, and let's extrude it now to have this subdivision of these faces. Yeah, and now let's rotate this plane and move it slightly, and I think we can make it thinner. And yeah, I think this edge loop also we have to make it thinner. When I hold Shift and Command or Shift and Control in Windows, it means that I wanna select sub-objects, so some part of our object. Because if I simply select, I select the whole shape. But if I hold Command Shift, I select some part of our shape, and I can modify it as I want in any way. So I can select with a click, but also I can select with a frame. Holding Command Shift, I can select this whole ring of edges, and also make it smaller, holding Shift to make it smaller in all directions, like this. And maybe this one also a little smaller. Yeah. And in fact, I don't like that much to work in perspective view. I prefer to work in isometric view. I don't know why, just because the zooming is seems to be more smoother than in perspective view. Maybe that's why I like working more in isometric or in parallel mode. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Let's also copy this picture and let's rotate it vertically 90 degrees. Move it up to see the shape in the front view, our shape and this shape. Okay. Well, I think in this place we need some more subdivisions. So we have one. Maybe we have two. Let's move it a little far. Let's select this. Let's rotate it a little bit more. Move it a little bit. Let's look. Do we need to rotate it more? Okay, and let's now extrude it again. So this is what we have in 3D mode. Maybe it's too much, and when I have extruded, I can move it now. So when I extrude it, the new face is created, and later I can just if I don't need another loop, I can just move it in one or another direction. So this is what I will do. And let's I don't like that the gumball is located here, and as you know, or maybe not, the gumball can be relocated manually, or it can be aligned to now it is aligned to C-plane, but it can be aligned to object. And you see that as I select plane, it is aligned to the plane. If I select some line, it will be aligned to this line, at least with one axis. So I think now for our purposes, it will be more convenient. So now I select our plane and I can rotate it in this direction. Oh, oops. Let's select it again. Let's rotate it in the front view and let's move it. Move it slightly here and rotate again. Okay, let's extrude it again. Maybe we can make this thinner in this direction. Another important thing when you work with Gumball is this tip, rotate view around Gumball, because if nothing is selected and you want to look on your object from all sides, you rotate your viewport and it always disappears from your viewport. It is very inconvenient. But with this tip turned on, if you selected the object, you always, when you rotate, it is always located in the center of your viewport. It will never disappear from the center, so you can just you can look at it from every side. So this is a very convenient tip, but it is better not to forget to select the object when you wanna to look exactly at this object. So what I wanna do now, I wanna move this line a little like this. Let's see, by the way. Well, now it just now it doesn't look more a lot like hand, but it is just first step. Now, again, I think we have to extrude it, this shape, make it thinner. I think here we need some additional loop, and we have to make it thicker. Let's create here an edge loop. Let's add it. So let's select this tool, which is called Insert SubD Edge Loop. And there are two options how we insert these edge loops. So basically, edge loop is let's select one to understand. So this is an edge loop because it creates a loop. It is closed, like closed curve. So this one is an edge, and these four edges, they create edge loop. So I wanna add something like this here. And we can do it with this tool. And actually, there are two options in this command how to create edge loop, loop and ring. If here it is selected type loop, we have to select some loop, and it will create like something similar. So let's just check. And also, yeah, there is another option. We can create a full loop. So as I just selected, like a closed full loop of edges, or we can create a range. So now I need a full loop. So I select full, I leave it as it is loop, and I select this loop, press space, and you see that I can create some similar loop from this side or from this side. And also there appears another option, which is called offset mode. It can be absolute or proportional. Absolute means that the loop is offsetted more or less with the same distance at all points, at all vertices. You see here it is very clear that it is almost parallel for our original loop. But if I select proportional, here you can see from this side that it creates something like a twin. So as you know, in Rhino there is a command which is called twin between two curves. And in the mode proportional, it creates basically something like a twin between this loop and this loop. So both of them are convenient in different cases. Now I think it is not very important because here we have a lot of space, so let it be proportional, but in absolute mode it is almost the same. So let it be like so. Okay, now what we have to do next, we have to select these. Have we selected this loop? And I want to make it wider. So these like ring of edges, I want to make it wider in this place and also thinner in this direction. We can do it in different ways. One way is use scale command, scale 1D, and another way is to relocate Gumball. Let's try to relocate Gumball because I want to transform this ring, this square, by fixing the center, this middle point. Because of this, I have to relocate Gumball to align its axis to the to our square. Okay, let's do this. So first, when we use command relocate Gumball, first we have to select the center, new center of the Gumball. Next, we have to define two axes, red axis and the green axis, and the blue one will be placed automatically. So I define that the red axis will go here, and you see that it is aligned when I clicked. And now with the second click, I have to find the midpoint here to define the green axis. And you see that the blue one is placed automatically. So now, when I have aligned Gumball and aligned the axis of transformation, I can do it in the direction which I exactly need. Wider in this direction and thicker or thinner in this direction. Let's see. Well, yeah, more or less something like this. Maybe we have to even move this one slightly. And I think this plane, we have to do the same. We have to make it thinner, but wider. Let's see. Well, it looks nice. I like this rotation. Maybe we have to move these lines slightly. Okay, so now I think that we have to begin to work with our fingers. Maybe these should be even longer because we have to place 4 fingers here. Okay. Let's begin with this finger. Just a sketch of this finger. Let's can we, of course, we can extrude this whole plane, but I'm not sure that it will be okay, honestly. Well, let's try to extrude this whole. We can add later some more subdivisions. I prefer to work with SubD as simple as possible, as less subdivisions as possible, because less subdivisions you have, the easier modeling is. And it is better to add some subdivisions when you add in some details on the later stages of your modeling. Let's see, here the finger is going from this side. Okay, let's make it, I think we have to relocate Gumball again. Press this white circle, relocate Gumball, snap to midpoint, snap to, well, we can snap to this midpoint, and then snap to this line, or first, so it is not important the order. Okay, and when we have relocated Gumball, we can scale. Oh, Yeah, because the gumball is here, this is the point which is not transformed when we are scaling. So to scale this plane to the middle, we had to place here in the center our gumball, but that is not very important. We can just move it, and in this direction also scaling, and move it slightly. Okay, maybe smaller, and move it here. And I think that we also have rotated. Let's look at our hand from the top view. Let's select shaded mode. Yeah, and let's let's extrude. Maybe we can move it here, move it here. Yeah, and let's extrude it. Well, maybe we have to rotate it even more, and extrude, and scale, and move, and again extrude, and scale, and move. So all the same. Scale this direction, move, and let's see how it looks in the smooth mode. Well, I think it looks okay. We will later, I think, add some details. I now see that this loop should be thinner, obviously. So we can select it and scale a little bit, and in this direction, maybe move in here slightly, but we will add some details later. So let's continue with another fingers. Let's also here use shaded mode. I think that we have to slightly move our whole hand in this direction. And you see, again, I have to select some sub-objects. I press and hold Command Shift or Control Shift in Windows and select the whole part of my object which I need. And I definitely don't like the gumball at all, how it is located. I just use Align to World to just make it parallel to our global axis. And move it, yeah, something like this. Maybe a little up. And I think this one also we can just slightly move. Okay, let's continue. So let's again go to this mode. So now, in fact, we need to create fingers here. And let's do it. Let's, okay, we need to add some rings. But now, in fact, we don't need to add edge loops because I'm not sure that we need these subdivisions to go lower. We just need some subdivisions here. So we just need to add some edges. And we again can use this tool, but now we will not use full mode, but we will use range mode because I need just one, so the range will be just one edge, this one. Press space. Here I think that better it will be proportional, and I subdivide, press space to repeat with same options, and I subdivide this plane on 4 planes, 4 faces. Yeah, and and let's begin to make fingers. Maybe let's, I have a feeling that here we don't have enough space. Let's make this a little bit wider. Okay, and now let's again use this tool, loop mode, range mode, select this edge, press space. In fact, we can subdivide it this way on a half, and then press space to repeat. Select again this edge, same settings, loop, range, space, and here midpoint, press space, this one, snap to midpoint. So to have our squares more or less of the same size. Okay, and let's extrude. Yeah, let's extrude, move up. Let's look at the reference. So here I like the way the fingers are rotated. It looks nice. Let's do something the same. Okay, we have extruded. Let's make it smaller, and in this direction, and again in this direction. And let's look at the top view. I think we can move it slightly. Okay, Okay, and let's again relocate Gumball. Snap to the midpoint, snap to this vertex and to midpoint. Yeah, because you see that I was transforming the square without relocating Gumball, and it looks now like a rhomboid, not like a square. I don't like it. So it is better to correct because this will affect the shape. Okay, now we have to relocate Gumball again. Again, midpoint, vertex, midpoint. And I have done this because I want to rotate this plane to extrude it. Well, do I need this? Because this is like, this finger is straight. Maybe I don't need, but I can, well, we don't have to repeat exactly this. This is like just for inspiration. So I think in my case, the finger will be slightly, slightly bended. How to say it? Something like this. Yeah, and the square should be smaller. Oh, again, you see that as I have extruded this face from this face, Gumball is still thinking that this one is this one, so that this plane is this plane, because extrude in this case works like a moving, and we have to relocate Gumball again. Okay, let's do it. Not that. Yeah, it's okay. And scale. And let's look how it looks like. Let's look from the top view. I think not bad. Yeah. So for the first approximation, it is not bad. Let's hide for now these references because they are a little bit annoying. Let's leave just this one, make it smaller. Yeah, and continue. Let's continue. All the same stuff. Select, extrude. Yeah, they all look like rhomboids, so we need to correct this. Just select this line and move it slightly. Select this face, and let's try to do it without relocating. Just scale, and which will be the shape of these fingers. Well, I think that this finger can go up. Yeah, let's move it up like so. And yeah, let's again. It is not convenient when the gumball is this way, so I prefer relocate it again. Midpoint to rotate it more like correctly, I would say, and move it even more up. Let's look from the front view and rotate. I think it should go much more, like so. More rotation and okay, like something like this, and extrude and scale. Here we have to scale with Shift key, and let's see that it is longer than the first finger. It is not longer, should be longer, or this one should be shorter. Well, something like this for now. Let's press. Yeah, I think it looks nice. Okay, next one. Maybe I will speed this process up because these two fingers they have no difference than this one. So let's begin. Okay, I have finished with the approximate shape of the fingers. Let's look how, well, let's hide this for a while to have an opportunity to look at our hand from all sides. So this is like the approximate sketch, which we can now edit. So I definitely see that there is some big problem with this finger. We have to solve this, at least doing like so, maybe. And now you see that when we have defined the basic topology, the basic shape of our design, we can go to smooth mode and we can adjust it now in a smooth mode. So selecting, as we have done before, selecting for the sub-objects faces, edges, vertices, but now we are working in a smooth mode. And this is a good approach, that first you model, you design in the unsmoothed mode, and then you begin to adjust it in a smooth mode, because it is not very good to modeling from scratch in a smooth mode. It can end in bad topology, basically. Okay, let's look closer on our hand. I think this part is way too thin. Let's shade it. Yeah, here also we have some problem. Yeah, I have forgotten to say that if we want to select the whole ring of the whole loop of the edges, we can do it with double click of the mouse. So with holding Command Shift, with one click we will select one edge, and with double click we will select the whole loop. And same for another directions. And another tip, if for example you don't want to select the whole loop, but just a part of this loop, you can select two edges, and then with double click between them, you will select all the edges between the first two. So this is the way to select the like a part of our loop. Okay, yeah, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to select this loop and move. I'm not sure. No, I think we have to select this loop, move it up, and this loop, and move it up. Yeah, looks better. Yeah, here, maybe select this loop and move it here. And yeah, we have to check that like this can be bad. So maybe to rotate and then to move. Let's check. Yeah, looks nice. Okay. I think that we need some details here in in the palm, and for details we for sure we need subdivisions. Let's think maybe one like so. So I'm thinking about adding here some ring, and maybe divide continue the subdivisions from the fingers to add some anatomic details a little bit. Yeah, I think that it is better to have a copy just for safe, and let's move it to some layer and hide it. So just if something will go wrong and this model will suffer from the adjustments, we will be able to return to our step, which we already have saved. Okay, let's look at it in this mode. Yeah, we definitely need here some subdivisions. Let's use our traditional tool, this one. And now I wanna range. I wanna mode loop. Select this edge, and now we need absolute, I think. And it doesn't allows me to snap here. Well, yeah, maybe we can make subdivisions from each finger. It will be better topology. And this is very, very important here to snap to vertex, but I think, yeah, you see that even if I have snapped to vertex, it did not stitched these 2 points. So this is not very good, and we have to stitch them manually. There is a stitch command. I don't remember where exactly it is, but you just can type in stitch from keyboard, press space, and select first vertex, second vertex, and then you can define the the location of these new vertex. It can be closer to first one, to the second one, or you just hit space and it will be stitched, I think, yeah, in the middle, the average. Now here it is not important, so let's leave it as an average. Let's look. Well, this Honestly, I don't like here this topology. It can be problematic to 3D print this part. It is better to make some bigger distance between the fingers. So we will manage later with this. Now let's begin with the palm. So let's again create some new edge loop. Select this one. Here, let's check. Yeah, same problem, stitch. It is very important if you have 2 points, like in my case, that close, it is very important to stitch them. Because if there will be, well, I will try to show on this one, on the last one. Select, insert. Let's make them like this. Slightly bigger distance, just to look how it will look like. Yeah, you see that in this mode, they are close to each other. But when you press tab and go to the smooth mode, they like go, these 2 points, they go far, far away from each other, and it looks not very good. So it's better to avoid this and to stitch them. So let's do it. Stitch 1 second, space. Okay, let's see. Well, honestly, I don't like this topology. Can we, let's undo this. I don't like this. Let's delete this face. Select, delete, and we will create, with this tool, create single SubD face, we will create 2 faces which will have 5 angles. So here the first and here the second. And it is important to snap to all vertices which we need. First one, second one, third one, and fourth one, and here midpoint, and press space. And another face, first vertex, second, third, and the last one, and space. And now we will join these 2 faces to our model, and here we need smooth mode, not crease mode. And I think that's all, space. And let's see how, oh no, it looks very bad, very, very bad. Well, that looks strange. It usually works perfect. Okay, let's undo again. Oh, complicated part. Okay, let's make subdivision this direction. Let's say we want to add edge loop, and now let's try this option, ring. This option means that you have to select an edge which will be in a perpendicular direction to the loop you want to create. And let's try full range, full mode. So select, and I'm not sure that it will work. It will not work. And if we select this one, no, ring, this one, no, that is not what we need. And okay, let's try loop 1. Yeah, maybe, and proportional mode, and something like this. I'm not sure. I don't understand why did not he continued this loop here. I don't see problems. Well, but well, now at least it looks better. So we can select this part separately and move it up and down. But I think I need here. Anyway, I need here some subdivisions, maybe here. Yeah, okay. I think that we, in fact, don't need to subdivide here. We need to subdivide like this direction and this direction, because we need to move up these parts of our hand. So let's try again. Okay, range these 2 lines, and yeah, let's check. Yeah, we need stitch, and from this side the same. Insert edge loop, range these 2 edges. We need to add them here, and we need to stitch again. Okay. Yeah, and now what we can do, we can take this point, move it slightly, take this point, also move it slightly. We can move this point up. I think that we Oh, don't need rotation. I think we need to subdivide here to continue these lines here. Maybe to the end of, just to the bottom. Let's do it. At proportional mode. Oh, no, looks not very good. And let's delete. Let's try to create here some new edges, like so. Then let's turn off. Oh no, no, yeah, vertex, vertex here near, and vertex, and here vertex, 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 and vertex, and space. Let's first join these one, smooth this symmetry. We don't need symmetry. What the hell? No symmetry, discard, and flip. And now let's join the whole part, smooth mode, no symmetry. Here there is a problem. It is not, yeah, I know why, because this face has no points in these parts. And here we have a hole. We can see that these points are not stitched to this line. So we have to also change this face. Create new face and go through each vertex carefully. And join. Done. What the hell? I don't understand. Let's check. Looks like that these points were not stitched. So we can do these things. Just like open the hole. And I have created I have created the points here. Why it was not created? Okay, let's make it. Let's look how it looks like. Okay, let's do it again. Looks like Rhino automatically simplified this line and deleted these vertices because they were all located in the same line. So now we definitely don't have straight line and it should work now. Oh yeah, finally. Yeah, that looks better. So now let's look from all. What is this? Oh, this is the layer we should turn off. So let's look from the front view. Seems like this is too high. And still too high. On the top view. On top view it's perfect. Here it is not informative. So what we can do now, we can leave these faces, creating the anatomic details, and this face we can move down. And same for this one, maybe not that much. And maybe move down this line. And this point can go up. Maybe we need here new subdivision. Well, let's see. This one up, this one up. Okay, this one, this point. I think better to move it slightly here. Yeah, because I wanted to have here like some place to put some jewelry. So seems like maybe we can make this bigger, this part bigger, and move it down. Well, looks better. I think this one slightly here. Maybe the whole finger. Or maybe also we can move it up, the whole finger. Let's try. Let's try. Select it all, move it up. Yeah, I think it will be better. Let's look on the front view. Again, let's select. Well, I like. Now it looks much better. And maybe this line, this whole line, we have to move up. and maybe this whole face. Okay, this finger looks really better. Let's go to these fingers. I prefer to make them a little longer. Let's align Gumball to object and move and make them slightly longer. All of them. But not that much. And this one. Okay, and the next step is to add some details, some hinges, because now the fingers they don't look detailed, don't look realistic, and I don't want to make the hand absolutely realistic, but I think that some details to add a little bit of realism, we definitely will not be bad. So I think that in the hinges, in the places where the hinges are located, we need to add additional rings. Because how subdivision is working. Let's take and create a square, but not that much subdivisions. Let's make x2, y space, 2 space, and in the z direction I type in z, press space, and type in 2, press space, to have two subdivisions in each direction. And you see, when we have two subdivisions, the corners are very smooth. But if we insert additional loops, we want a full loop, select this loop, and we insert a new one very, very close to the corner. You see that this corner begins to be not that smooth, much less smooth than this one. And for example, if we again select this, not this, we need full loop. White is not selected. This one, yeah, and add one loop here and one loop here. And when press tab, we see that this corner is pretty sharp. And this is because these loops are these edges are very, very close to the corner. So the bigger is the density of the loops, the edges, the less is smoothing. So this is the principle of how SubD is working. So if I want to create more visible hinges, I have to add some edges here. So let's do it. Again, insert edge loop and select this one, and let's add someone here, and let's see. So you see that we, at the same time, we definitely see the hinge of the finger. Maybe here we also need one. Let's press space. No, not this one. This loop, space, and let's see. Well, no, not very good. I think let's do it, but not that close. Maybe somewhere here. And I think that we have to do like so to make the shape closer to the real finger. Yeah, I like it. And I think that we have to make this face smaller. And I think that we have to make these whole rings. Oh, Command Shift, double click. The whole ring, this one, also should be smaller. Yeah, and now it looks pretty good. Much better than before. And I think that in these places where the fingers begin, we also have hinges. So we also need to add some additional edges in this place. And let's see. Yeah, and you see also that the space is, let's make the same on this finger, and you see that the space becomes bigger in this part. And this is also what we need to have better 3D printing, to avoid these sharp corners, which will cause some problems in 3D printing. So let's and I think we can also Command Shift, double click. We have to also make this smaller. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's okay. Let's do same for the whole fingers. Add hinges here, and make shape like better. So let's begin. Let's begin with the how I wanna just move it. Okay, let's insert. Let's do it in this mode. Maybe, oh no, that's bad. That's pretty bad. I think in these hinges we need 3 loops because 2 are definitely not enough. Let's try and add someone here. Yeah, it looks better. So yeah, let's do it here. Space, someone here, and let's make it in the middle. No, looks bad. Okay, say here, definitely in the middle. Okay, continue with this one. Insert, select, space, insert here, repeat, insert here, insert one here, and same in this part, and repeat, go here, and let's look. Well, yeah, it's just with these simple adjustments, it looks much better. We can check how it looks, for example, in the rendered mode. Well, in the rendered mode, we see definitely that the big finger have some problems. But yeah, well, let's continue. Okay, let's do something with this. It looks terrible. Let's look from the top view. Well, from the top view, it doesn't look that bad. Think like so. Oh, I think that we need to rotate this one. Yeah. Okay, and let's continue with the fingers. I think that we have to do same which we have done with this finger. This loop we need to make smaller, and this one also, I think, holding shift. And we need to insert some loops here, somewhere, I think here, and we have to move this line like so, and make this face smaller. And let's look, yeah, and maybe move this line a little bit up. Yeah, I think it is better. And this loop also smaller. Maybe this one. Oh, this one smaller. And I think that this one also should be smaller. Yeah. Let's see. I think that maybe we have to move this down. Well, looks better. These two fingers look better. Let's check that they are, yeah, this one has some problem. Maybe let's rotate it. Okay. Let's continue with this one. Also, all this part we make smaller. Maybe now this one not yet. Insert some additional loop somewhere, and modify slightly the end of the finger. Make it smaller. Let's see. Seems that here maybe we also need some additional loops to just to highlight the last hinge of the fingers. So should we do this sharper? Maybe yes. Yeah. Okay. And the last one. The last one, same. Smaller. Oh, Command Shift. Double click. Make it smaller. Command Shift. Double click. Maybe this ring also slightly smaller, and insert some edge loop here, and select this. Oh, select this line, move, and select this one and move up, and select the whole face and make it smaller. Okay, so, well, I think that we have to save what we have now, because honestly I need some rest. Maybe I will call this like the first part, or, well, I don't know now, maybe I will make one big video, but I need to have some rest to refresh my my glance, and continue, I think, later with a fresh glance on my model.